When the Pokemon craze started in the 90s, I wasn't really young enough to be the kid with the stuffed Squirtle and the Pikachu bed sheets, but I was still in the wide demographic that thought that Pokemon was pretty much the greatest thing since sliced bread. I watched the show, I saw the movies, I played the games, and I also got the cards. Now, overall, I wasn't really the kind of kid that got into fads until I knew I really liked them, so I didn't get into Pokemon until at least a year after everyone else, and not into the cards until even later than that. I remember walking into the tiny card shop to pick out my first couple of cards from the binder. My hand picked out Squirtle, Jigglypuff, Charmander, Spearow, and Paris. On my way out, a girl from school came in and looked at my cards to see what I got. "Oh, those ones," she said. Sure, they were some of the most basic cards, but I liked them. I took out my 5 cards to the playground the next day, wandering around and watching people trade. A friend of mine, for some reason, was so desperate to get a Jigglypuff that he wanted to trade his Pidgeot, a rare card, for my common Jigglypuff. Being intimidated by his eagerness, I quickly passed on the trade. Dumb move, but it's a good memory nonetheless. The schoolyard would always be full of kids wheeling and dealing, battling, and showing off. I remember 2 older kids proudly talking up their Raticate and Weezing cards, and another older girl talking up her Snorlax card. This went on for what seemed like years, until the teachers caught wind of some kid getting stabbed over a Charizard card or something someplace in the US, and they banned Pokemon cards altogether. Nevertheless, people continued to collect in their spare time. Now, many kids collected cards, to get the set, show off, gain popularity, or even with the hopes of making some cool cash when they became hot collector's items in the future. But me, I collected them because I like them. I love to sit down and read the stats of the Pokemon, their weights, their moves. Most of all, though, I love the art on some of these cards. To this day, I still bring out the cards every now and then to look at them. Some of my favorite cards are Brock Sandshrew, Shuckle, Diglett, Dark Primate, Dugtrio, Togepi, Dark Rapidash, Electrode, Seal, Starmie, Weedle, Gloom, the 2 Vileplume cards, and Moo Moo Milk. The thing I love about these cards is many of them have a story for me. I can remember where I got many of them. For example, this Jolteon I received from a booster pack in a hobby shop, and this Electrode I got from a booster pack at a Kmart. I also remember getting this Mew card after seeing the Pokemon movie in theaters. To read it, you had to go online to get the instructions on how to. They had these weird instructions like, multiply this Pokemon's health by 2 and then subtract Hitmonchan's attack to get Mew's health, or something like that. I had to call my friend Bradley to find out what Hitmonchan's attack was since I didn't have the card, just to figure out what this card meant. Another fond memory I have of Pokemon cards is going over to a friend's trailer in the summer. We would sit in the tent and read about the upcoming Pokemon Gold and Silver games, and then take a bus to the hobby shop to get a pack of the new Gym Leader cards. I love these cards since you could get cool cards like Giovanni's Meowth and Blaine's Vulpix. We would also go to the same card shop that I got my first cards from to look at the rares. I almost bought a Surfing Pikachu card for $7, but I chickened out over spending so much money on a single card. I liked collecting the Pikachu cards for some reason. I don't even like Pikachu all that much, but there were so many variations, I thought, heck, why not? This one is from Nintendo Power, I think. Another memory I have with the same friend is playing at a camping lot. He had enough cards to make dedicated decks. I think he had decks like Psychic Electric, Fire Leaf, and Water Fighting, or something like that, and we would swap out the decks in battle. This is probably one of the few times I actually played the game, not counting the Game Boy Color game, and I loved it. You could probably tell that there's a couple new cards scattered around my binder, and that's because, though I'm not into Pokemon like I used to be, I still like to every couple of years get a pack of cards just for old time's sake. It's funny how little pieces of cardboard can bring back such memories.